high ticket items. Why it's a good idea to have some of those in your store. Keep watching, I explain. If you don't follow me on Instagram at shopify.now, you can message me, direct message me, and I will personally reply to your question. If you have a friend or loved one that wants to ask me anything about Shopify Facebook ads, I'm here for you guys. You don't have to really buy anything from me. You just ask me a question. I will give my honest and competent reply using experience of generating 277K in my store. Now, let's talk about this. Obviously, I recommend you start your Shopify store. You have 3-5 items. And from the very get-go, I don't recommend to price your items high. Why? Because nobody knows you. When you just open Shopify store, you haven't built your trust, your rapport with your customers. As the time progresses, people buying from you, you have some conversion, sales. People build the trust. Now they trust you more than before. Now it's a time to start to introduce some higher items. So, of course, I recommend you start with $9.97 items. You can do free plus shipping order. You give item for free, but then you charge from $9.97 to $11.97 for that item shipping, and you do not combine. You can try that. You have to let people know that customers must pay for shipping, otherwise Facebook might penalize you. And don't ever mislead your customers. Now, so you're gonna have some 97 and maybe 14.97 to start with. That's what I recommend. Maybe 19.97. And if you do print on demand, let's say you have T-shirt, so you can sell T-shirt $24.95 plus shipping. So maybe that's about it when you start, right? So let's assume 24 or 29.95 gonna be your most expensive item out of those 5 items. We don't want too many items. People don't know who you are. We don't want consumer paralysis. So, but later on, people trust you. Time progresses. Time is marching on. You can slowly start to introduce item $49.97, $59, $69.97. So now, remember, just raising prices, selling high ticket items, you will have to always look at your profit margin. Let's say it's, of course, much easier to keep higher profit margin when you sell something at $9.97, because if I go to AliExpress and I find, let's say, a dog leash for $1.50, right? And maybe $50 in shipping, maybe shipping free. Let's say $2, and I sell it for $10, so it's 5 times more expensive, right? As you increase the price, it's harder to maintain those high profit margins. So now, as a rule of thumb, you buy for 1, sell for 3 or more. Now, more is always better, right? So this is basically a foundational thing of e-commerce or any other commerce, right? You buy cheap, you sell high. But when you start to overprice, the problem might arise. People stop buying from you, and I think some of you that don't sell stop they overpricing their items. And here is the thing: underpricing your item is bad. So you have to find the just right price. Usually, you look at your more experienced competitors. You see the same items, similar items, what they selling for. And actually, sometimes, that's a big secret, and not many people know this. If you have too many sales, that could be an indicator that you're selling too cheap. You need to increase your prices. Remember, just increasing your price $1, if you do big volume especially, for item, or just increasing by $1 in shipping prices could make you a lot of money, if you have a lot of sales, of course. So I had the best mentor in the world that anyone can have, and his name is Adrian Morrison. He is very well recognized as a leading figure. He's a legendary guy, and very humble, by the way. So he taught me and trained me, and he taught me many things, right? I wouldn't be here without his training and his mentorship, right? But he always taught me ascend your customers. Ascend your customers. What does it mean? We already talk about building trust, but meaning that if customer come to your store and they got used to $9.97, $14.97, or $20 items, it will take time. You cannot just take customer that used to buy from you $9.97, or at least most customers. You cannot take instantly from $9.97 to $100. It cannot happen in real life. So when you introduce slowly to your store items that more expensive, people get used to it. Now remember, backhand. I am a big guy when it comes to a backhand, and obviously if you don't have backhand, I talk it on this subject in different episodes. You're gonna perish. You're gonna die financially. You have to have your backhand is email list that you constantly email. I recommend 3 times per week. So you use those emails. Maybe you start in the beginning to send people offer every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like Adrian does. And you give them hot offers. First people see $9.97, then $14.97, maybe t-shirt $24.97. But as the time progresses, same customer starts to receive email from you with higher offers. How about $49.97? How about $69.97? That could be both physical items from AliExpress and physical items from print shop, like Printify, Printful, and other shops. I used to sell shower curtain for $70, around $70, and I would have no problem selling them as long as it was I done correct targeting in Facebook, in a passion niche and in a sub niche. That gives you idea. I spoke about different episodes. But anyway, through your store and through your email, you ascend your customer from here to here to here. Slowly, people are more capable to buying high items from you. They have more trust in you. They maybe receive already an item for you for $14.97. Now they're ready to buy item for $49.97, right? So now let's talk about profit margin. Obviously, when you start to sell high ticket items, don't expect buy one and sell for 3. It doesn't work usually unless you find the vendors that sells you very cheap items and you can take it. You can take it. I mean, you can experiment, but usually the profit margin drops. But it's not a bad news. Listen, if you go to AliExpress and you find items for $49.97 and then resell it for $99.97, you have $50, 50, right? 50. $50 in profit. It takes you less time because you have to fulfill now just one item. Less volume, more profit. And now you put $50 in your pocket. Of course, you have to take away, with all the honesty, money that you use for Facebook advertising, pay for your Shopify apps. So you have to think about it. I would say, people ask me, how do you price your item? I would say 1 to 3. You buy for 1, sell for 3. Or I like to say, even if you had to give 50% off that item, you still have to make money. So if you bought for $2, you sold for 6, right? That's 1 to 3. So if you give 50% off, it's $3. You still made a buck. But remember, you acquired the customer. That's what we're after, right? Customer acquisition. Because if you acquired a customer at that cost, you sold that item, or at least person went and initiated checkout, you have his or her email, and then you keep emailing, and that's how most people making money. Listen, most people will not tell you this. Most people will not give this information for free. I want you to succeed whether you buy something from me or not, but I do have resources. Like I said, you click on the link in bio, you can check my guide, www.shopifystoreblueprint.com. You watch my webinar, starts every 15 minutes, tons of information. And also consider my tutorial where I share my experience. I give you real items, real Facebook ad that generated me all the money that I made. If you have questions, direct message me, tag your friends, your loved ones. Tell them, go see this guy Vic. He answers questions for free. I'm going to be here for you. Happy weekend. Stay safe. And I talk to you in the next episodes.